Hey cuties, what's up? We are here for the first time ever with what I think I'm going to call the daily node. I kind of wanted to go with the daily blend, but way too many people on YouTube have like their YouTube called the daily blend, or they're doing something like the daily blend podcast or something like that. Like, none of it is too high up there, but I figured, you know what, let me just try to do something else. So we're calling it the daily node, and the node is an abbreviation for, I think, new objects designed every day, something like that. So new objects designed every day, so the daily node. So we're going to be calling this. So this is going to be a series where we're just chill, we're just trying to make a new object every day for the rest of forever, potentially. If I can just have time every day to do it. Today, I am just going to do something simple like a bar of soap, I think. I didn't really think this one through too much. But we're going to start with a bar of soap. Now you might be thinking, okay, why a bar of soap? Now, if you didn't know, if you haven't been on my channel before, last year, the apartments that I was living at, we got, like, everybody who lived there got kicked out because some millionaire bought them out and then kicked everyone out. It's going to destroy it and make a high-rise, whatever. But the place was called the Soap Factory, so I was like, you know, in honor of that, because the buildings actually have just recently got completely demolished. Like, they were still there for a while, even after they kicked everybody out, but they actually are, like, gone now, I think. So in memory of the Soap Factory, we're going to make a bar of soap as our first thing. So obviously I've added a cube to the project. It's been a while since I've used Blender, so this might be a bit difficult, but I mean, bar of soap is pretty easy though, right? So I'm just going to select everything. I'm going to scale this on the Z axis down like that. And then we're going to scale it on the Y axis to about there, I think, is probably pretty good. Then we might need to cut this down a bit, but I think this is fine. Now I want all the edges to be like nicely beveled and curved, but I don't know what I want to do with that, so I'm just going to set the origin to the geometry, which is already there. Then we're going to, I forget what a button is. Is it Control S? No, that is saving. Control A, and we're going to apply that. So that's Control A to bring up this menu and apply its like scale, rotation, location. Like, this is important kind of things to do. I don't think we need the location or the scale or the rotation. It's just a scale for now, because that is important when you're doing UV editing and stuff like that. So now with this, I switch to edges. And let's just see what this looks like when we bevel this side. So we get something like this, and I'm going to spin the middle mouse button a few times. And you see we kind of get something like that. I think the problem is maybe it's too thick. I don't know. I feel like a thick bar of soap like that's perfectly fine. And this is not going to be too long. It's going to be pretty quick, I think. Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't mention it, but I feel like this will be, I'm going to set this, we're going to right click this and shade. So this is going to be like pseudo ASMR, obviously. You can already tell from how I'm talking, but if you think it's ASMR, then good for you. If you don't, that's the same thing. It's fine. You know, because I'm not really whispering. I mean, you can turn the audio down if you want. Plus we have the ambiance in the background as well, which might get a little bit loud. It's just for chilling. It doesn't necessarily have to be ASMR. It's just a chill, cozy vibe. This is a cozy series. So we have a semi-acceptable bar soap, though I might go ahead and edit this again. I'm going to slice this in half here. We're going to go here, switch to vertices. I'm going to grab everything below that line. I'm going to delete it. I just pressed X so I can tell it to kill all the vertices. Then I'm going to come over here and add generate mirror, and I want that to be on the Z, clipping on. That should be fine because I'm going to be doing something. Turn that back on. We can turn that on so we can see what we're doing. I am going to go ahead and click on the faces here, then click this face. And I'm going to insert face. So I'm just going to pull it a bit so it just adds a face, and then I'm going to go ahead and scale that into about here. I'm going to subdivide that, and again maybe one more time. Now I have loop tools turned on, I believe. You're gonna have to go to your add-ons and turn that on if you don't have it. I mean, that's if you're following this. I'm not really doing this as like a tutorial or anything, but if you want to take it as a tutorial, then be my guests. I forgot how to. It's just in preferences, and then you can't see this, but you go to preferences and add-ons, and then once you're in add-ons, type in mesh loop tools. You type in loop tools and then activate that, and then you'll get, when you right click, loop tools. And I'm going to turn this into a circle. I'm going to scale this on the Y because I want like a like oval here in the center. I'm going to scale that up a bit as well. Give us a lot of room here to work with. Get pretty close to the edges, but not too close. I might grab everything and scale that down on the Z because it might be, because it's mirrored right now, it's messing that up. So we have to figure out what we're going to do here first. I am going to grab these like these centerpieces, and I'm going to press Control plus, yeah, just so I can get all of that. Then I'm going to press X, and then faces. So I killed all the faces now, right? Because that allows us to just take this. So I'm pressing Alt and then left click. Well, and then Alt Shift left click, and then I just keep doing that until I have grabbed all the vertices there. Then I press E to extrude. I'm going to press middle mouse button downwards so that we grab it down on the Z axis. So I'm going to pull that down, and then I'm just going to probably fill that. So I'm going to press F to fill. I might have made this a bit too big, so I'm going to press Control plus, and then scale that. That did pull it down. I did this because I figured it was going to pull that down. So there we go. This might look pretty bad. I see this here because it's just like a circle inside of this. So if I get out of that, it just looks like that. You can see these poor edges there. I might grab the outer ring and extrude that. Not extrude it, but scale it. So I'm scaling it outwards. And that just leaves us there. I'm going to press the faces button up here. I'm going to press Control and then click on the line there to select everything there, because I'm going to go ahead and insert faces to essentially add a little bit to the edges there. I'm probably going to go Control plus again to make that go up. Look at the Y angle, scale that down, pull that up a bit. I'm going to do more with this than just that though, because I want to take this outer ring and actually just the same thing and scale it out. And then we'll take the next one, pull it down maybe, scale it out a bit until it looks a bit better. I don't know where I really want to do with that. Take this one, scale it in, pull it up maybe, then the bottom. I might not be able, I can't take it. Scale that down, pull it up, perhaps. Might scale this down, pull it up a bit as well. No, not that. We want you, scale that in. So we're creating like a decent curve here, and then I'm going to take a loop cut and cut into it here probably. And then scale that a bit out, question mark. Just making like a curve here. I could have done this way easier, but I didn't feel like it. We're doing it the hard way. Maybe pull that out. Like what you kind of need is more things here, but there's not much you can really do about that, because if I do this, it's just going to get weird, right? If you do this, well, I'm doing that, then Alt-Shift, oh, oops, wrong button, not Alt-Shift, that, and then Control-Shift. Wait, what is going on? Am I forgetting how to do this? Just Control. Yeah, I don't know why I was having such a hard time there. See, it's like grabbing that. Why is it doing that? See, that grabs all of that. Is there an extra face here? Press X and then faces. No, there's not an extra face, so it's weird that when I want to just... Oh, I guess it's because I'm on... No? That doesn't make sense either. I should be able to like separately grab on these faces like that. So why when I do this, it would like grab that? Fine, okay, there we go. I was pressing shift there. I'm going to like just add faces to that just to see if it does anything, if it helps with that. I think it's going to end up sharpening this a bit too much. Yeah, I see there's an edge here now, which you don't want that. Like this looks nice, but the outside doesn't anymore. I'm just going to undo all that. There's not much I can really do about this, right? That's just going to look like that. These awkward edges here. But we have that on both sides. I think I do need to make this bigger though, because I'm going to select the inside. Control plus, 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 plus. And then scale you up. I'm going to look at it from the side though. Scale it up and then pull it down so it's not going too high. Did I exceed the line? No, I'm just right on it, which is perfectly fine. Let's look at it like that. Yeah, that looks good. It's just you can see the edge here, which is obviously going to be a problem. Like little things like that are always going to be an annoyance with these types of things. So like you need kind of like this to be better off than that. I mean, I could cut it down the middle here and just try to get more things. You really don't want this to, you know, look like that. I mean, if I went here, generate subdivision surface, which is kind of like, oof, I don't know why it looks so bad. That fixes it, but it is doing a lot of damage here, I believe. Even on simple. Yeah, because you really don't want to do that. This isn't supposed to be some sort of like miracle. It's just odd. You wouldn't think like making a bar of soap would be that difficult, but it's merely just because, you know, you don't want to see this edge here. But I can't really fix that. Again, I could loop cut from one side to the other, but that's all I could really do. So for now, we're going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to apply that. So now this is one piece. Let's just go ahead and like right click, like select everything, right click, and then merge vertices by distance, just to see. It says 0 removed. I'm just trying to make sure that it's actually connected to itself. So now I'm going to go ahead and select everything, scale, which is S, and then Z for the Z axis, and scale it down so it's flatter. I just wish I could do something about that edge right now. If I go into render, I don't think I have a light on, do I? No, there's no light. So I'm going to go ahead and add a sun, which is what I typically like to use. I'm going to move that over there to the side, and I'm going to just bend it like that. It's just like, again, this will always be seen if I don't do something about it. I probably will cut this in half though, and then go again. So I guess let me just take a second to figure that out, and I'll be right back. Alright, what I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna start over, but you know, this is what you're gonna end up like it looking like, but we're not like actually starting over. I'm just going to take this and get rid of it, right? Well, we need to get rid of this as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab that and remove it as well, so we just have just that part. We can go ahead and click Alt and click on the edge to select everything and fill that in, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this into what? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe, because I want a center. Maybe 9. Then I'm gonna go here as well, and then we want a odd number as well. This is also 9, maybe 11, so that we have cubes. So now we have like a full grid here on the bar, and this should help a decent amount. I should have done this from the get-go. So look at it from above. This is our center. I'm going to go out 1, 2, 3, perhaps. Yeah. Let's go there. Circle that and scale it on the Y. Like all of this stuff is connecting to every edge. I think you still might end up with the same issues with like the curve there. Even if I pull this out. It was like actually fine. I didn't need to do that. To here. Do I want to squeeze this down a bit more? Or scaling it on the Y again, so I can pull it out further. Well, this probably still creates the issues here. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this down a level. So I'm going to press E, looking at it from this angle, so it automatically starts moving down on the Z axis. I'm going to scale that a bit. Extrude again. Scale that down. Extrude again. Scale that down. Extrude one more time. Scale that just a bit, because you want the edge to be caught there. So now we have this again, but you still have like the issue with it looking weird. So we're going to go ahead and it doesn't cooperate. It goes like there because of how it's connected. We're going to take the knife tool, I think, which is just with an Ep.1 and press K. I'm going to connect to this. We're going to make a triangle. Triangles are disgusting, but we need to see if this will do something now that we have it looking like this. I cut all those. I basically just went from dot to dot, and right clicked to let go, and then left click to create a new thing, right click to let go, and then now press enter Now it has cut this here. So I'm going to select these dots. I'm going to... Oh. Am I pressing wrong? But I must have been pressing tabs. I'm pressing shifts on these. I'm going to scale to see if we can get like a weird angle with that. I have less issues now, so I think what we need to do is see if we can grab this, which I don't think we can. We can. Okay, cool. Let's take that. I'm going to go ahead and... I didn't have to add this triangle, but I did anyways. Circle, and then we will go ahead and change the influence. To, I don't know about there. I mean, it's mostly the same thing, right? It kind of doesn't really matter, because we could just do that and then scale on the Y to bring it back down. Roughly, and then scale that out on the X. See, now that we've done this, now like this is the new edge, right? Yeah, like this is the new edge, but that's kind of okay. We could even like screw around with that. I didn't have to do that. I might even just like revert that. Though while I have it controlled, let me just go back a bit more to like all the corners being taken. Then get that. I might scale this on the X. Then scale it on the Y until it's kind of nice on both sides. Then I might go in the center here and just push that till we get to that. Then I'll grab the corners as well. Because I want to, I think, actually bring this down as well. So I'm going to extrude downwards. And then again, just a little bit, because that's going to add a sharp edge. So I'm just forcing it to have that edge anyways. So now we have like that's being weird. Because I want to see what that would look like if you had a bar with like your square edge first and then a circular edge on the inside. I just took a pause there for a second. Yeah, I'm not loving it with the little indent there, because we have a sharp indent, but it doesn't look nice. I mean, unless maybe I brought it down further. Maybe that's what it's missing with that. No, we're just like feeling it out, right? Even with it like lowered down, it doesn't look too good. I think we can just undo all that. I think it's fine like this for now. So we need to go ahead and add a mirror again and switch it to Z, clipping that. And that's fine. This should be shaded smooth, so it is sharp there. Now the sun, I'm going to go ahead and modify that. Come down to here. Contact shadows need to be turned on. That color is fine. I'm going to kick the strength up to a 4, perhaps. Yeah. We're going to go to shading. And we're going to switch to world. And I'm just going to click on this and click Control T. And then in here, I'm going to open up an environment texture, which you can't see, but I'm going through my textures to find an HDRI. You're going to have your own HDRIs. I'm going to go ahead and use the one I usually use, which is the Decor Shop 4K. Is that... Yeah, as you can see, the background, but I usually will have that turned off, which I hadn't done yet. Render is fine. Ambient occlusion needs to be on. I usually set this to, what is it, like, is it 20 and then 100? I don't remember. Sure, give me one there. Bloom, I don't need that right now. This refraction, half res, trace precision up on that. Curves, shadows, we can maybe go up one. High bit depth, we can keep soft for now. Film, transparent, that gets rid of that. Overscan a little bit if I need to. And then the color management, I actually changed this to standard. And then medium contrast, I think at least. So, I mean, that looks okay already, but I mean, we haven't even added the texture yet. So I'll come down here. There's no texture new. Let me just go ahead and change this to, oops, I have that on, soap. Now I want it to be pink. So we're gonna go ahead and switch this to a pink color. I don't know if we need any sort of texture on soap other than it just being like slick. So it needs to be not necessarily that, it needs to be around here. Can bring the roughness down. Not a lot though. What's going to sell it is going to be we need subsurface scattering. And it's going to make it look softer. Just need to make sure it doesn't get weird. It's weird. It's weird that it's not looking correct. It's not looking correct, but it's not actually scattering, right? This is all on. Yep. My face culling doesn't need to be on. We don't need the ray tracing on. Oh, well, actually, do we? No, because it's doing something weird. I prefer like that. Subsurface translucency needs to be turned on as well. Oh, did I turn on? Yeah, I have screen space reflections, subsurface scattering, volumetrics. Just making sure everything is like turned on properly. I didn't forget to turn anything on, because that might be something that ends up happening. Let me see if I turn on transmission, if it... Actually, I mean, it's not really... doing it, even though I have this turned on. Alpha blends, perhaps. They just need to mess around with this stuff somewhat. I just wanted to see if it actually would do something. Let me actually add a cube just so I can see if it's actually see-through. It is not. Which kind of makes me believe I don't have something turned on and I forgot like how to turn it on. Probably should have looked into that before this, but that's fine. Go back to shading. Turn transmission off. Go back to subsurface. And I guess we need to increase this. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Looking for that softness. Just a 5? A 4, perhaps? See, now we're talking. Now we got the softness that we're looking for. So look, it's not shaded smooth, right? But now that looks like a nice soft bar soap. Now we have the subsurface scattering working. Just had to increase the but do we want this to be like really slick? Yeah, I think a really slick bar soap is nice, right? It's just this, man. Like, it's only so much you can do about the about that, because even if I do, well, let's actually apply this. Even if I subdivision surface, is this going to become ugly? Well, actually, hold on. Why is this actually perfect? I guess that's fine. So we just turn on subsurface. We don't need to go double. I think I just have it perfectly made with all the lines. So now it's actually good. There we go. Beautiful. This is not the end though. Because I still want to make a loop, like a metal loop, and then rope attached to it. So just getting the soap to look really nice is just first step. I'm going to have words. I'm going to work on the words now, because we're going to finish the soap first, and then we can do the rest of it. So we're going to go ahead and add text. Let's just hide the cube. I'm going to name it soap before I do that, though. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this on the X, right? 90 degrees. Which by that I clicked on it, clicked R, then X. You know, R, then X, because now it's going to be rotate on X-axis, and then typing in 90, which turns it 90 degrees, but of course I don't want it to be like that. I want it here. So I'm going to come over here and change the font. I'm going to click on here, I think, and then look for the font that I want. Of course, you can't see this, but you're going to have to get your own fonts, but I am going to use, I think, a font called Good Girl, I believe. I could use something else, but I just need to see what Good Girl looks like first. Maybe you need to go to downloads and my fonts, then where is it at? There it is, Good Girl. There. And then we go ahead and edit this, and we're going to type in soap factory. I'm going to go ahead and want this to be centered. I might want to do two of them so I can just look at it myself. So yeah, I am fine with how this looks. I forgot if there's any way to make it like better, because if we look at the, well, we actually can't see that yet. Let's go ahead and convert this to mesh, and now we can see how disgusting the mesh looks. I mean, look at how gross this is. I don't remember if there's a way to like make that better or not. I mean, I guess you can. Essentially what I would do is possibly select everything, maybe even like where is it at? I need to switch to the vertices. Select everything, then merge vertices by distance. 5 vertices got eaten there. I'm gonna go ahead and extrude this on the y-axis backwards, right? Then I'm going to kill all the faces here. So that just leaves that, and then I kind of want to do the same thing up front. Well, I'm going to do the same thing up front, so we're going to switch this side and do that, so I can select everything, then X, and then kill the faces. So now it's just that, right? I would hope that that means I can just select the entire ring. Yeah, they're not touching. Actually, what I would want to do is try to figure out how this was connected in the first place, because I need to fill it in. Because I don't think I can just take this and then this. No. Let's click fill, right? Because it does that. If I click that and like kill the face there, this still exists. Yeah. Thing you would have to do is pick a side. It's going to become like really like oof though. Like grab that, grab this, fill that, and then forget how to do this. No, actually don't do that. Like that. So grab that edge there and that edge there. Fill that. Then grab this edge and then click fill. And by fill I mean F. And then you just hold F. See, it's out of balance. Yeah, you see how it messed up there? Because it's not the correct positioning. Let's go ahead and undo this. Let's go all the way back until we have the faces back down. I know there's like some way to easily just kill with the faces there, but it's not easy because they have too much openings, right? I don't remember how to do it though easily. Just to fill this in without filling in these holes. You could easily do it here because this is all just one piece, right? Just click F and then now the entire S is filled in without all these stupid lines. But maybe we just accept that for now. Yeah, we have that. So I think I'm going to grab the back of that again and just pull it out so we have a lot of room to play around with it. So you know we have soap. This is shaded. Do you want to be shaded smooth? Grab the soap. We set the origin to the geometry. Look at it from here. Rotate X -90. To go negative, you just click on the dash after 0 on the keyboard. So dash 90, and it goes negative number, so I can actually spin it that way. We're gonna shrink that so that it fits inside here, about there, and then maybe up a bit. Then pull it up and try to get that to the edge. Yeah, soap. Let's go ahead and get a factory in here now. Add text, rotate X 90 like before, so I can see it this way. Factory. I can't tell that I did that right. Yep. Then we're gonna go over here to our fonts. We're gonna go and find Good Girl again. Switch it to Good Girl. There we go. Good Girl has been achieved. That's all we need to do. So just go ahead and set origin to geometry. I think there's a different way to do stuff over here. I forget what it is though. Something over here can, yeah, fill mode. Possibly. Well, I don't think that will do the geometry here, I think maybe. Resolution. No, resolution doesn't do anything. I know there's a way to like fix this a bit. You can extrude it within itself, but we're not going to do that. Just going to leave it as it is. Select that. Convert to mesh as well. Edit, select everything, extrude that backwards on the Y, just like the other thing. Just pray to God that this isn't horrendous, because again, doing text really sucks. Like, if it's not like really nice shapes, I mean, even if it is a good shape, like text just is always going to be sloppy and gross like this. So back, click this, rotate X, -90. I need to set that to geometry. Look at it from the top, bring this down. A factory obviously is going to be much smaller than soap, but that's fine. Soap factory. Do we just want to bring this down a bit? Pull up so we can give factory more breathing room to get bigger? Question mark. The good girl is like a funky kind of font. I think that's fine. We might want to just bring it down though. Like we don't have to bring it like to the edge. Like drop that down so it's not too crazy. Then we're gonna go ahead and grab soap and give it the soap texture. Same thing with factory. Of course you can't really see it now, but that's fine. We're not really trying to make it stand out or anything. You can pull it out to give it more depth, but it's just about getting it in there. Is it? No, I was gonna say, is it see-through? No. The recording does not like me moving things around right now. It's already exceeding. Yeah, let me just like not look around like that. Take both of them, like scoot them down a smidgen. We kind of want this to be on the back too. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna duplicate it. So clicking on both. I'm gonna Shift D. I'm gonna right click so that it goes back to where it started. Bring it down. Like that. Then we're going to rotate this on the... I need to rotate it this way. On the Y. So rotate Y 180. Then... because it depends on like how you're looking at it, right? Because if you turn it around like that, it's fine, right? So just need to get it into position, which I think that's okay, like that, and then move it in. How deep is this? It's pretty deep. It's about there. No, soap factory on this side, soap factory on that side, and we're good to go. Like there's our nice bar of soap with the words soap factory. Now what we could also do is convert this into a new version of soap and then make the wording a different color to make it stand out better, or maybe just make it white completely. Again, I don't really care for that, so it's fine as it is. It can be very hard to see. Again, I don't really care if it's hard to see or not. Okay, now we need a hook, but I think I'm going to make a circle. So we're going to go ahead and go into the mesh and get a Tauros. I think I want this to be out this way more, because I want the thing to be skinny. Like 1.8. What is this actually? 1.85 maybe. I think I approve of that. Just like making this smaller because it doesn't matter too much. There we go. I probably should, hold on, let's go ahead and grab this, and this, and then parent them to this object. So now I can just move Soap Factory and move everything with it, because this needs to be moved down. Hide the Tauros for a second. This needs to move to there, I want to say. Turn our Tauros back on. I'm going to go ahead and move it up here. I want it to be centered there, so I need to see where its center is on the Z. I guess I can just go ahead and make this 0, which means I can make this 0, and now they're levels exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink that. Now that I just shrunk that, I need to Control A, make sure the scale of that is fine. Shrink it more. I think that's a perfectly fine. Oh, I need a plate too for this. And by plate, I mean just like a thing next. As I'm spawning a cylinder, I'm going to rotate that on the Y, like so. Then scale that down until it's kind of like flush with how big this is. So about there, then scale that on the X. I could be doing this in edit mode, but I don't really care that much. And then have that flat against that. Now, I could have made a screw here, but I realized that I don't actually need to do that. This doesn't need to be, you can't see inside of it, so why would I need to make a screw? I'm just gonna increase the size of this a bit. Bury it in a bit, pull it out a bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and shade that smooth. We're gonna go ahead and edit this. I'm gonna just grab this face here and pull it in. Like nobody's gonna know, except for you right now, that it's actually that deep. So I'm gonna grab all of the sides here, which is a Alt and then click, right? If you Alt and then click, you'll grab everything. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a insert faces. This is gonna sharpen the faces there. I'll go ahead and just add a face here and a face here. This will make this sharp whenever I come over here and shade smooth. So now the edge here is a nice smooth edge and it's not all weird looking. Then we're going to push you in a bit so that you're actually inside the cylinder there. Did I actually? Yeah, I didn't move it, so it should be like perfectly centered. So there we go. This is already smoothed out. I could make it smaller a bit, but do I really want to do that? Just make it a bit smaller. Might have wanted to actually not make the ring, the torus, that skinny, but I think it's fine. So now we have that, and honestly, I'm gonna grab both of these and like, scale them out a bit. Then move them out again. It seemed a bit small. Honestly, compared to the soap, but it doesn't need to be crazy again. Now I need to... I forget what I need to do. I don't know. But we need to look at this from the front. And we can maybe just do a metal now. For this so new. I mean, that's basically just baby mode, right? Set that to metal. It's already on like a grayish. We'll bring it down to slight more, and then it's really just like, you know, crank that bad boy up, crank this one down, and then you have metallic color, and it already looks fine because what you call it? We have a HDR running, so it's reflecting the HDR there. I think I don't want it to be like too clear. Like you're gonna have it like a bit fuzzed out, like a bit like poor quality metal, so it's a bit fuzzy there, and a completely shiny. So that's pretty good. Again, I think I might just want to increase this again. You know, increase the size of that, which means I need to increase the size of you as well, and then pull you out. I want to pull both of these out, like that. Maybe this being inside of that would actually not be too bad. Yeah, like that. And then, I think this is fine now, so I'm just going to go ahead and parent that to that already, so I can do that. Probably the hardest part now, I'm just going to scoot you over, is I want to make rope. And this requires a list of things that you have to remember how to do, and I am not good at remembering how to do them. Oh, I remember what I need to do. I needed to take these, Control A, and make sure their scaling is normal now. Just do each one individually. It might take a while to remember how to do this. I'm scaling that down, and then Control A-ling to scale it up. Because you need a combination of things. You need an array, and you need a what you call it? Where is it? You need a spiral. I forget what it's called. Hello, where is it? Array, bevel, screw. We need a screw. But like trying to figure out. Oh wait, you know what we need to do? Let's do array first, actually. So now it's over here. You don't want it to be like that. I also need a empty. It's just arrows. Well, no, I don't like the way it looks. Just plain axis. So we have an empty here. The array for this is supposed to be object offset, and then the empty, I believe. And then when you take this array, it would spin that. So I'll just go ahead and move this here. Yeah, it's not acting correct. Be like 4 as well. Take this, edit it to be there, maybe possibly like slightly past that line, slightly below that line as well. And then there we go. Okay, so now we spin this like that. I went to like 90 degrees, of course. So I just spun it, and then I'm typing 90 over here. You can't see. Oh, you can't see like there. I'm typing 90 over here, so that we have a perfect 90-degree spin. Now we have that. We have the array. Then you go ahead and you're going to screw that array on top of that. We're going to pull that screw up. Until maybe about a 2. I don't know what I would prefer. Like, it starts getting a bit too flat. About a 2. Yeah, so you have that being intertwined with itself. So there we have our array. Though I might have to take this, scale this, and then do that. So you see, that's why changing the scale matters, because I'm scaling this down here, but as soon as I click Control A and then click scale, it fixes the issues that would have arisen from that. So then we're going to just take that down to 1 meter. Now we're going to go ahead and add a curve, and I like just a regular path, but people end up using Bezier, but I don't know. I just want a path because it's just a straight line. Then we're going to take this over here. I don't know if I should be doing that. We're going to go ahead and add, or come over here to this in geometry, object. Oh, I can't. Is it like that? I could have sworn that was like how you do that. I've done this so many times. Okay, let's then add curve Bezier. I think what I have to do is click on this, then let me get rid of this. Give me my straight path back. To move that over there. Click on this, add a curve modifier to this, which is here. Then we're going to go ahead and select this curve. Is that the end of the curve? No, moving the curve doesn't do anything, weirdly. You have to figure out what axis you need to put it on so it's not acting funky. Yeah, I need to like move this back to 0, I think. So if I go ahead and edit this, see it's like attached to that now. And if I click on that and go just screw, wait, should it be -Z? Let's have it on regular Z. Yeah, regular Z, not negative. If I go to screw, go to iterations, it'll add another iteration. We want to merge this too, right? But we also need to like scale this down. I don't know how small it should be. That's probably fine there. Maybe scale it up a bit. A bit more. That's fine. And then that's good. So then we just need to take this curve and edit it. So you just leave it at the base and just edit it. It's gonna be kind of difficult to do that. I need the curve to be like where it needs to be already by default, so maybe somewhere over here. Like around there, I guess. Then I think I want to increase the size of this again. Maybe it was fine to begin with, so let's go with that. Then hit edit this. Start like trying to create something. I think I just wanted to make this easy, so I'm just gonna have them like connected like that. I have like a piece of metal combining them together. So go like that. Like I want like a good bend on this. Then we can figure out what we're gonna do with the other side as well when we get there. So now we go down here, select everything, bring it down there. I'm just gonna move this down, move this out, then bring this up. That's actually looping through there. It's kind of hard to see like what that's going to end up looking like. We have to go ahead and go out of here and then click on this and then get our iterations going. That's fine, though I think we need to scale it down because I think that's too thick. That's too thick of a rope. Is that better? I can't make up my mind how thin I want this to be. I think that's fine, but let's go ahead and like drop this down as well so it's a tighter twist. Drop the iterations so I can actually see how big this is. Yeah, I want like a tighter twist. There we go. Then increase the... I'll bring that up actually because I think it's too much. This is going to be like 100,000 vertices now. There we go. Oh, is the... Oh, the ambiance in the background actually went on for so long it rotated back out. This song in the background is an hour long. Yeah, so it's been on long enough to actually turn off, but we're just looping it again for now. So I just want to... Not that. Where's the path? Edit this. We want to be kind of funky. So I'm going to bring you up, bring you down. Because it doesn't have to be nice looking, it just needs to look. like it's natural. So I'm gonna do that. Trying to get them close to each other. I want this to not be as long as the other one. Problem is I need this to be extended out like that. So there's gonna be a metal piece here that keeps them tied together. Is it a bit long though? Like how long would you realistically want your little rope to be tied to your bar of soap? Question mark. This is the question. Are they... They're not exactly... See, the issue here is if I start subdividing this, it's going to start causing like weird deformities in them, I feel like. I like that. It's got too far. I gotta move it over now. There, that's fine. I think that's good. So I might be lazy here. Instead of trying to wrap that perfectly, we could add a cylinder. Scale this on the Z, so elongate it. Then I'm going to scale you down, scale you up, scale you down. But try to get it like, I think that's a decent size actually. Like this length, or maybe just like a little bit bigger. Then I'm gonna edit that and grab the faces here. Right, we already know how to do that. Just pressing Alt and then clicking on the faces. I'm gonna insert faces to give it some nice corners. Then we can shade that smooth, and now we have these lips that are not too bad. So then I'm gonna spin it this way. I'm gonna drop that down to a 90. So you don't really have to like get anything perfect. You can just modify it once it's been rotated. You can then actually put in the numerical digits that you would want to. So I'm gonna put this here, drop it down like that, and then I'm gonna duplicate it and just scoot it over to the side and kind of have it like blended into itself a bit like that. Now the clipping is weird, like the Z fighting that's happening there. I was not going to expect that much Z fighting. I'm surprised there's actually that much. Can I just like scoot this by like that? There, that'll stop the Z fighting, making it slightly lopsided. I guess I could have like not done that and done this instead, like pulling it down a bit. Maybe I prefer it just smaller like that. So now we can go in here and edit this and try to get it centered inside that. Let me pull this up a bit. If that's okay. Now we need to do the other side. Is it you? It's you. That will pull on the other side though. Make this go down. Doesn't need to be perfect. Then who cares, right? Only people who are going to be seeing this is anyone watching this. I might pull it back a bit. Then we need to go this way again, pull it down. I think it's okay, because again, you can't really tell if you're far away enough that it's doing something weird. So then, after that, you go ahead and grab this and come down here, just give it the old metal treatment. Same thing with you. There we go, we have the metal and there. I want the rope. We can maybe do a little bit more. First off, we want like a tan, which is slightly hard to get. It's around here. So you need to try to get like a brown, like a decent brown color, but then like lighten it up. Or like get rid of the saturation, really. It being like a pink rope makes it cuter, question mark, right? Could be red, like just like a nice red rope actually. Do we prefer that? Like a nice bright red rope. I don't even have to add anything extra, but I will add a texture Voronor. So I pressed Control T on the Voronor, UV probably. Dragging that out to get a color ramp. And let me just plug this into there so I can see what that looks like. Scale that. Okay, that is looking kind of weird. It's not doing what I wanted to do. Okay, so this is making stripes, which is weird that it's doing that instead of making circles like it typically would do. I think it just has to do with how the thing generates. Yeah, I want that. I think about there. Except we're not doing that. We are putting this into a bump, into the height, putting this in the normal. Bringing this down to like a 0.4, a bit much, 0.2.5, and invert that maybe. Just add some like a little bit of depth to the cable here, if you will. Actually, what does that look like? I need to see this. That's because it's doing that. So it looks like that. And what does this one look like? I forget. It's just like sharp polygons, I think. I mean, I kind of like that. I just don't know what that actually looks like when you do this. We can maybe just use that one. We're just messing around, right? It doesn't really matter. Granted, I can't actually see that. I can't see that. That's not doing anything. Just pull that down. Because I don't really care about fixing that. I will be doing, or trying to do something with the metal though. We're basically done, but we're just gonna go like an extra step just for the sake of going an extra step. Wave texture. Like usually this would take me a while. I don't want to spend too much time because we don't have too much time to be spending. UV. So with that, I distort this. I think I need to like duplicate this and put it in between them. Is that doing anything? Let's go with object as well, because it doesn't need to look all nice or anything. Do we want actually noise instead? Let's delete that. Put noise here. You might want to have these the other way around. That looks fine, but that looks better with the thing there. This black doesn't need to be like pure black, even though like it kind of takes away from the colors. Maybe like bring it down a bit. And what I want is a bunch of like nicks and dings on this, but I don't think I can like do that in any like fast amount of time because I'd have to remember how to do it. Which is the problem here. Put that into the normal. Drag that out. Okay, so we have like this weird chipping. I can do this needs to be increased in scale. So you can have that. If I could stretch them out, actually, that would be ideal instead of just having like it look like this. I guess that's fine like that. And you just bring that pretty far down to like it needs to be inverted too, it looks like, because they're bumps, not chips. 0.2. Then you can take this and is it that? You need to drop this down, duplicate that, put it into this, and you can have it into the roughness. I forget what color it is what. Okay, so black is the main color, which needs to be down. Because we don't want it to be too shiny, right? So they have a couple dings and nicks and whatnot. What does it look like over here? Because it's going to be different in something that looks like this. Yeah, it needs its own kind of version. Because the scaling is off. Switch this to the new metal as well. Might have to like change this as well. Like drop this down so there's like a less of that. That means I need to redo that. So drop this like way down, but then like increase the scale, I guess. Or keep lowering the scale, actually not increasing it. Like increase this by lowering it so we have bigger dings. Though it's actually getting pretty hard to get them. Like a 5. Increase this a bit just to see them there. Then we can duplicate this again. Put that in there, put this into the roughness, switch the black to about here. I don't know if I had it like slightly higher than that, about there. So that's like that. Okay, we didn't need to do that, but we're just choosing to. Now let me just grab everything here. So this, that, and that. And I'm gonna pull them out because I want to pull. It's moving that actually. This needs to be applied. I forgot the order that this has to be done in. It's like, is the array first, the array, then the screw, then the curve. So now I don't need the curve anymore. I can just that, and then move them outward. Because I think I wanted that to be sticking out further. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, I don't know if this should be red like that. So just take this, and parent you to that. So does this have everything connected? Yeah, everything's connected to the soap, so I can move this back to the center if I wanted to. We can get rid of our... I'll just get rid of all that. Let's go ahead and change the color for this, because again, I don't know if we want it to be like that. A pink, we could try to get brown. A brown color there. The Voronoi is doing a lot of whatever this is called. Voronoi is doing a lot of damage here. Do we want to increase the scaling of that? Yeah, just increase the scaling. It'd be like drop how. And also, I don't know why they have this so shiny. This needs to be like, the roughness needs to be like non-existent for that. Actually, there we go. Now we're getting like some rough. You could add some particles to this to give it like fur, but that is way too much processing power for me to try to do while I'm recording. So yeah, I'm going to choose not to do that. But you could just go ahead and do that too if you want to. Like, you click on this and then go to this tab here, then plus that, then go to hair, and then you could see that. It's applying that as well, but computer's like dying with that. I mean, we can do that maybe. Sure, we're at 1,000. You need the hair length to be much shorter than that, like 0.1 even. Yeah, like 0.1. And this needs to be something like 10,000. And then drop this even lower than that, 0.06, 0.07. And then, like, now it's fuzzy, though this might want to be actually lower than 4. And 4 might actually be too small, because I don't see anything now. Yeah, so now you have a few little spikes coming out of that to give it some fuzz and whatnot. I feel like this needs to be even, like, less shiny, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's get this up and grab the soap. And we can do whatever we want now, so we can move this around. And it'll move everything, so we can go ahead and like try to get like a good rotation of this. I might have to add extra. Which the only problem is, like, you know, this is too big now. Actually, hold on, let me just like cancel a lot of this. Come over here and clear parents, clear parent, keep transformation though, and then these need to be parented to you. So if I do anything with this, you know, like possibly shrink it, if I feel like it, then they will shrink with it. It doesn't necessarily need to be shrunk down, it just needs to be like on the X. That does like thin this out though, and it doesn't stay the same. And then like this is just too small. It does still fit in the loop though, so that's fine. I might even want to rotate this this way. What does that look like? Now that there's 10,000, like there's 10,000 particles trying to fit on something smaller. So drop that like 6,000 and drop this that 4. Perhaps. Put down the 5,000. Like, oh, why do you have such a big loop, though? If you're gonna just do that, let's just go ahead and spin you around. I mean, you can't even see the word soap factory, but that's fine. If I angle it like that, that also will be good. Then grab the camera. We're gonna go ahead and change this to 120 maybe. Zoom me out. Scoot this there. Okay, you cannot see soap factor. Let me see if I can rectify that. We might need a second light, which go ahead and do that. Then move it down. Like actually properly down. The second light source. A bit too bright though. This is actually too bright too. So yeah, that is like okay, but it's still not working. I mean, I could just do what I didn't want to do and change the color of this, right? To something that stands out more, but it's like, really? We want that to be so dark? So first off, let me just go ahead and switch all this stuff to soap, the other soap. Then we can go ahead and just change this until I approve. See, that doesn't look good, right? If you want it to be the same, like, color, basically. There's not a whole lot we can do about getting this to, like, look nicer. Because having this just sharp color like that is like, okay, what? Like, what are you doing? Could get rid of everything again, try to just make it pure white. But I don't think that looks nice either. So we just zoom this in so the entire thing's on screen. I don't know. The further we keep going down into the red, the worse it's going to be. The colors are too bright. Just like revert this back. Just trying to get the back to just be soap. Everything's just set to soap now. So I think that is fine. Question mark. Do we want to make this smaller? Question mark. And I can't really do that now because of how much we've moved this around, but this might be too big. So I get a decent controller. It's weird that this isn't casting like shadows nicely, because if it was, then it would be actually doing pretty okay. Let me come over here to this. I don't know if I have this correct is the problem. Okay, no, we want this to be 100. This doesn't matter. The sun, the distance here. Okay, didn't make a difference. Bias, no. Thickness. Yeah, it's just like not casting much shadow, right? Because the subsurface scattering is so intense. That you just can't get a decent shadow going. So this is pointing that way. Maybe if I did it like that. The double whatchamacallit is actually causing issues. Feels like it's double casting, I think. The shadows here now that I have it pointed that way. But at least you can like read, like it says soap factory, kind of. I mean, you can't really read it, but contact shadows actually are causing issues. Yeah, distance is nothing. Yeah, we're kind of just like nitpicking at this point. Like, we don't really need to care too much. Why? I was like, why can't I do this right? Just to see what we can get. What was with that? Getting like a little bit yellow in there looks nice, but like there, so that's like from behind. I think that the subsurface scattering is too strong because I have it set so freaking high. How we've already got burned through so much of it. Okay, let me just slowly play around with this. So that does that. I mean, increase the scale. Back to 1. Like maxed out, it's okay. Obviously, looks like a piece of plastic, as it should, when there's no subsurface. Like maybe go down to like around here, then drop the roughness. Do you want like no roughness? Question mark, or do you want it to shine? Like, do you want to be slick or nothing? Yeah, I feel like it has to be one or the other. It has to be like really wet, or it has to be nothing at all if you want it to look nice. I think we can just go with that. Let me just go ahead and like do that so you can scoot the camera in further. I forgot how to change the camera to get rid of like this part. I thought it was in the camera itself, but I don't see it. It's not in film. I swear it's in the camera. Oh, here it is. This pass through. Just to be able to see this, because we need a thumbnail, right? So like about there for the thumbnail, question mark. Okay, I think we're done. I think we want to like increase the brightness to a 3 on you, maybe. Or what is the other one? This is a 4. What would a 5 do? 6? That's fine. Got 2.4. Add a little bit extra light to that. I think we wasted enough time, right? It's been an hour and a half, and I need to do the rad video for today as well. I got other stuff to do today that bleeds into having to do stuff tomorrow, so I think this is the acceptable bar of soap. I just don't know if it should be slick or not. I don't know. I think this is fine for now. Where I forget how to like turn on this. Yeah, wireframe like that. I think we are good to go on that. So yeah, cuties. Thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers, or they will becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So we're going to watch time and subscribers. And don't forget we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller 880. Yeah, cuties. Thanks for watching. Tune to the next episode. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment. You know the do. See ya.